Hey folks, you are back at the Christmas Cottage. Welcome, Madcap Toys fans. This is a Tuesday, right, Darren?
Absolutely.
And we've had lots of things going on since the last video. It's been insane. How have you guys been doing with this, aftermath of this snow? We were able, thank to the good Lord, we're able to get out today to be able to ship the last brunt of packages that we had had for a couple of days. So that was good news there. Uh, the only thing is once we tried to get back in, our SUV got stuck in a little area of our driveway where there's gravel, and it took Darren a few tries to sit there and get out of that little bit. If you looked at it, it would have been a little bit. It would have been kind of a little hilarious there
Almost
because
insulting.
almost insulting because one tire was kind of stuck in just a little bit of snow and enough gravel and wet to kind of get it stuck, but he was able to we were able to shovel it out. He was able to push it through and get back into his spot there. So we're hoping that the cold air, because I know right now, of course, it's not snowing, but the cold air doesn't get it to where it's so icy that we can't get back out for these deliveries. We have heard that we are supposed to get another uh, significant snowstorm, so to speak, by Friday and Saturday. So let's hope that it won't be as bad as what they're currently saying right now. They kind of got their hands up in the air, stating it could be a few inches, it could be 4 inches, maybe even 5 inches. I don't know, but I know this. We definitely don't want it to slow down our deliveries with our mail and everything because we're doing good. Now, you guys probably did see after you watched my video, eBay did put up something in your message box that they are looking into favoring seller protections for us in case we can't get out our door to get these shipments out. So they said if there's any defect rate or what have you, or customers asking where's my item, you didn't ship it, that we're supposed to get somewhat protected. So hopefully you guys had received that in your mail. They called it our storm a storm Blair, didn't they call it that?
I don't remember exactly. I
They
read it,
called
but
it Blair or something like that.
I was too busy worrying about getting us out of the trap.
So thank goodness, at least what I talked to you about yesterday that was over on the side of me, that is all gone now, in the hands of the post office. Of course, we have several, like I mentioned in the last video, that is ready to be found and ready to be shipped. So we're still going to talk about, guys, on the honorable mentions. This time today, we're going to talk about Madcap Toys Plus, as well as Mercari. Poshmark didn't have anything substantial go out since New Year's Eve. I do have one pending order with them today, but we're going to talk about that in the later because, like I said, that one's not even found yet. We just got it this morning. So we're just going to go on with the items that were found that were shipped today, from Madcap Toys Plus and a few on Mercari. But before we begin, if you haven't already, what are you doing, guys? Subscribe to the Madcap Toys family. We want you to be a part of us, and we thank each and every one of you that are tuning in and becoming a part of the Madcap Toys family, watching our videos, giving us comments. It means more to us than you will ever know. So thank you so much for all of your love, your support, and everything that you guys do for us. We really appreciate you. Also, hit the bell for all notifications because each and every time we upload content, of course, you're going to be the first to know, and comments. You know we love them, guys. Just keep them coming. We try to stay updated as much as we can throughout the day and in the late hours when you guys do make those responses. So we try to keep up. As you notice behind me, Darren is busy. He just got done listing on eBay, and now he's taking some pictures for that next round for the next day. Of course, I don't usually follow through until the evening because, of course, I've got the insurance job and I'm working from home today, getting all those calls in and helping folks and do what I do there. So usually I'm not a helper, am I, until later on at night, not until the evening. So, but we wanted to get this out today, guys. Again, we wanted to share with you what sold, but again, also look in your eBay messages. They did say that they were going to have seller protections from what they call the winter storm Blair, and let's hope and pray that continues on. If we are supposed to get dumped more on Friday with a different winter storm. Also, too, guys, if you do sell on Mercari, as you guys know, January 6th was yesterday. They are now starting to charge fees to the seller. As you also know, that the buyers, they're also paying a 3.5%, what is it called, buyer protection fee. And then also they've done away with the $2 deposit to the seller. So whenever you make a transfer, so to speak, a transfer request on your amount, on your balance, they're no longer charging that $2 every time. They said unless it got rejected, unless something happened with your bank account, maybe it was an old one or a number got wrong, then they will try to charge you $2. But if you're fine and everything's unchanged, everything's still current, you're not going to be charged that $2 anymore. So they said they're slowly kind of putting that in. So, they're the new listings are being updated, and then also the old ones will, but they kind of have a chart if you want to read on into it, what they're doing for now, and then how they're kind of migrating into that, so to speak.
Well, also with the Mercari news, I had someone today ask me if I'd take a price that I would have been happy to take when the buyers were paying the fees.
Right.
But since they're changing up the fees, now Mercari's got this thing that they're talking about. Not everybody's going to get hit with fees until all this gets, finalized. Because you and I read that.
They kind of come migrating in.
But guys, if you're a buyer out there and you bought off us before, we cannot make the same deals that we made prior when the fees were all on the buyer end. That was the benefit of the buyers paying the fees. Now, I know buyers don't like the fees, but here's the deal. I can't offer a $4 item now that I perhaps could have offered, 3 months ago or whatever it is now.
That's a fact. And have you been noticing, have they been able to help you increase your amounts by 10%?
They're doing it now.
They're doing it now.
Automated as it was.
You do.
Supposedly, Mercari's taking the initiative on that. They said because of all that's involved with this, it may be a delay.
All right.
I can handle that. But how long of a delay? I've got told up to 6 days. If you know different, or you've got an update, or if you've read a post from some worker at Mercari that used to be good and just give us information here, there, and yonder. Now it seems like there's a little bit of ifs, ands, and buts going on with the site, so we don't know what's going on. We have heard rumors about the head Fred of the United States Mercari branch resigning, and the guy from Japan is having to take it back over. I mean, there's a lot of scuttlebutt going on.
A lot of crazies, but like I said, I think Daren said that he's got something in place where it's automatically going to integrate the extra 10% on the items, so we wouldn't have to go through that menagerie. That would be horrible. With over 8,400 items on, to have to do that manually, that would be, sorry, impossible.
This. Whatever is a previous listing, if it's a good price and somebody buys it, that's fine.
Right.
But the prices are going to vary on the new listings, and they have started that on our end from yesterday on.
Okay.
Because I'll just be honest with you, you can't do what you did when the fees are coming this way.
You're right. Definitely not, because you're losing all that that amount of money there. So for sure. So let's start out with, we're going to do Mercari today as well as Madcap Toys Plus. Again, I went through the dates before we hit record, and Poshmark actually only had one sale that we just got today that is current. So let's start out with Mercari and just go from there on the different items there. And I'm going to be able to put up the pictures so that way you can see them just like we did yesterday there. We're hoping to catch up soon, get back in that toy barn. But right now with the temps and how big the snow is to the barn, whew, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
Well, the heaters are running. Yes, the toy barn is really not that bad a temperature.
Okay.
The problem is getting to it. I had a gentleman today say, "Hey, can you tell me what this car is on a Hot Wheels set?" And it's like, dude, I can't even hardly get out there. I just barely trudged through the snow, and I don't want to stay in there a whole lot right now. It's not because it's cold, guys. No. It's the snow is over a foot deep.
The snow is over a foot deep, and it's by the door, and it's so hard to get through.
I don't want to track in snow with all the merchandising that we have in there. Honestly.
Lots of snow. All right, so let's get to it with Mercari, guys, shall we? So the very first one that we sold, I'm just going to go from the down to up on the Mercari. and this was over the weekend. We sold a 2003 Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder, 5.5-inch figure. You're going to notice in the picture right there that he has no hand. He was one of those that came out of the the left hand was missing. Maybe it had broke off, or something had happened at that point. So it was one of those part repair types of action figures. So this order had went out to, we just shipped it today actually, to Huff Stickler 83. Thank you so much. And it sold for $5 plus shipping to boot. We didn't, we had a little bit of a little bit of a sale there because of the fact he was basically for parts. So he was kind of one of those action figures that were just basically going to be used for replacement.
And most of the time, if we do those kind of action figures, we do put them on Mercari. Mm-hmm. We do have some on eBay, but usually Mercari is more of our part area.
Exactly. So this one is a pending order. Daren and I are going to have to go find this one. This is the 1993 Topps Comics Jurassic Park number 1 of 4. I love this comic here. I've never read it, but I love the. It looks so original from when the movie first came out, which it would have been 1993.
Well,
yeah, the artwork was amazing back then. But this was a very, very good sale, guys. It actually sold to Robbie. Thank you so much, Robbie. And Robbie knows the value because this comic sold for $19 plus ship. That's amazing. And, if I was a collector of the Jurassic Park or World Series,
that's not a high end, but for average collector, that's a higher price.
I agree.
So you have to know and understand the value. Most of the prices up there, everybody's willing to take wheels and deals. Mm-hmm. But if there's a price up there like that, guys, there's some kind of a value and a reason. Is it a number? Is it a variation? Yep. I mean, all kinds of different reasons.
All right, and then also on the weekend, we had a bundle that happened for Jay. Hi, Jay. He had purchased 2 different notes. So the 2 notes that he purchased was, number 1, the 1935 Blue Seal Silver Certificate, which of course was average circulated. And then he also chose to purchase, let's pull this up here, 1928 D $2 Red Seal currency. And that was also average circulated. So not the fanciest, right, guys, because of average age there. And with this bundle, he paid $13 plus $4.99 ship. So it was a little good. We had it running for $17 total. So he asked for just a little bit of a deal and got it. So that went out to you, Jay, back, I believe, on Friday night, I think. We tried to get a bunch out because we knew that this storm was going to be coming in. And
we was rushing around. I believe it was, like you said, Friday evening. We was rushing around because we knew the storm was coming in.
Yep.
3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. You had about a 4-hour window up here.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, right at 3 o'clock, it started coming down.
Yep. And then after that, we also got another bundle from comics. This person put together a 6 comic bundle. I will say, though, we did have a little bit of overage in shipping, so we're going to have to be careful when folks on buyers on Mercari try to do a bundle, that shipping adds up to what it needs to be. Because, like, as you guys know, with eBay or mostly any other site except for Poshmark, the shipping's set. It's set in blood. So after the sale's been made, that shipping is it on Mercari. So it actually needed to be about 5 ounces more than what it came out to. Let's hope that we don't get, blasted for that. We might because of the fact it was an overage. But it's hard to be able to tell to accept bundles on Mercari.
Yeah, we may eventually have to stop.
We may have to stop.
Because quite honestly, if Mercari don't get it where we can upgrade the shipping,
that's true.
Weight,
if we can't
and thus adapt the price, it's really not worth it if you're not getting the true price that you need to ship the item, because it just doesn't make sense. And Mercari should be able to do it because it's really not that big of a deal.
Right. I'm going to go through the 6 that they bought, but I'm not going to probably put up pictures for each and every one because it's going to take so much time on this bundle. But it sold for $15.10 plus ship. They bought the 2012 DC Comics, the New 52 Legion Breakout number 6. They bought the 2021 DC Comics Aquaman, The Becoming Storm of Secrets number 4. They bought the 2021 DC Comics Sweet Tooth number 4. They bought the 2012 DC Comics, The New 52 Legion Lost number 3. They bought the 2012 DC Comics Legion Lost and Now Found number 4. And then, of course, the 2012 DC Comics, the New 52 Legion Lost number 5. So they did buy a run on the Lost series,
He's
3, 4, and
going
5.
for a series.
And then a couple of the ones with Aquaman and Sweet Tooth. So that bundle came to $15.10 plus ship. And thank goodness I was just able to get those 6 comics sold, or actually in that Gemini comic mailer, just barely. So to let you know, Darren, they can't be more than 6, or they have to be a separate order.
Well, here's something
Because
else,
it
guys.
won't fit.
If we can't get it adjusted somehow, I may not be able to put protection with the comics like we want to put. Now, some people will gripe about that, but if you order a bunch of comics, you've got to give somewhere. You can't give and say, hey, I want you to do weight, and then you're paying another price to Mercari for shipping, and then have all that weight, and then have it where it's cram-packed stuff and going to get hurt because of it being too stuffed.
Right.
Something's got to give. You got to make room somewhere for the protection of the comic.
And then if it's not charged right, you know, if the buyer sets up the shipping, which I don't see how that even could work, because they don't know, right? I wouldn't know as a buyer.
Well, it's usually buyer or sellers is where you're.
If it's not enough financially or weight wise, you as a seller can't change it after the sale's been made, which is hard because, and then the seller gets in trouble for not having enough.
It's your fault.
And they act like it's your fault.
Nothing to do with it.
So they try to charge you double shipping for something that didn't cost that much more. But
which honestly, if Mercari was held liable for it, which they should be because they're the ones allowing it to go through.
Right.
You come home and you find out, hey, I've sold 6 items. We all like that.
Well, sure.
But we want it to be practical and applicable.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you're going to charge me a shipping price, it needs to be the actual price.
Right.
That will get me the ability to get it out there rightly protected and like we want to get it to you like you're ordering it.
Exactly. And then lastly, we had a bundle for J-Boy. Hey, J-Boy, thanks so much. And it was weapons. So, again, I'll throw up a picture of a part of the bundle, but the rest, it's just to take up for time here. But we've sold in that bundle, and it sold for $19.98 plus ship. That also, I think, went a little bit over an ounceage a little. We sold the 1980s Hasbro G.I. Joe Cobra Leonard Chapman Weapons Lot 1. We sold the 1980s Hasbro G.I. Joe Cobra Leonard Chapman Weapons Part Lot H. And then we sold the 10-piece Hasbro G.I. Joe Leonard the Corpse Chapman Weapons Lot. Again, it sold for $19.98 plus ship. Just looking at it really quickly, really didn't save too much on that. I think it was just like a few bucks.
It's a few dollars.
But and so again, with Mercari, it's very, very difficult to get the shipping put together if you don't know what it is after they've sent you that order. So I don't know. Like you said, Darren, Mercari is going to have to come up with something.
Well, they're going to have to do something because we need a way to
sellers.
Edit it. And then a buyer is going to need, if Mercari wants suggestions, we've done it on sites before.
Mm-hmm.
We've had our own site. You need to have access to the buyer's per se credit card, debit card, whatever, and it needs to have a fluctuation point of $5 or $6 to where if you have to adjust something, you adjust it. Now, you sellers out there, we want to adjust it rightfully and honestly.
Sure.
If it's 3 ounces, raise it 3 ounces, make it actual weight, whatever it's going to cost you, but don't raise it a pound. You know what I'm saying? Do it fair.
Agreed. All right, and so now we're going to move along to Madcap Toys Plus. Yes, Madcap Toys Plus did make some sales since New Year's Day. And again, like I said, many of these are already out the door, including several of these went out this morning. And I only have one pending order on Madcap Toys Plus that we have yet to find and take care of because it just happened this morning. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on Madcap Toys Plus we're going to share with you that have been shipped out. So it went through some different things like clothing and media and all of that. The very first one is from a Target palette, from the Snowflake bag, a women's high-rise denim mini skirt from Universal Thread, light wash size 4. Amy took advantage of the 10% off January coupon. Thank you, Amy. And this skirt sold for $8.99 plus ship. Very, very nice, brand new with tag skirt. Very, very lovely for spring and summer. And then next up from the media shelf, we sold a couple of pieces of media. The Blu-rays seem to be going out the door, Darren, quite a bit in the last couple of days. This one we just got from a retail arbitrage when we bought a bunch of media last month. This one's the Glee, the 3D concert movie Blu-ray, and this was just not sealed. It had been used. And Marcos purchased this one. Thank you, Marcos. And this Blu-ray sold for $5.39 plus ship. So just barely, maybe even not even 10% off of the regular price. It doesn't look like that he had used a coupon, but he may have sent an offer at that time, and I just took it at that point. And then next up, a sealed DVD, or not a DVD, but a Blu-ray from 2020, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's where Jim Carrey was one of the leads there. Brand new sealed. And Cornelius took advantage of the 10% off coupon. Thank you, Cornelius. And this Blu-ray sold for $6.99 plus ship. That was a very, very nice one. Again, sealed, you can't beat it. Didn't have to worry about these two. I checked them before Darren got to it and told him, hey, don't even bother putting it in the CD machine or the Blu-ray machine, what have you. It was pretty much perfect. There was not a scratch to be found. So good stuff there. Next up from our pallet buy, I just pulled this in from our death pile recently over the last week or couple weeks during Christmas break. This is the boys short sleeve performance uniform polo shirt from Cat and Jack, light blue. So this kind of helps out the kids that are in private schools. And I have a ton. And when I say a ton of these polos, I mean it. I have probably at least 30 or 40 different ones of different sizes. This one was sold, size was extra, extra large. And Patricia took advantage of the 10% off coupon. Thank you, Patricia. And this sold for $5.99 plus ship. So I tried to make sure that the price is very, very competitive. Like I said, I have a lot of them, and we are willing to move those through very much so. And then next up on our clothing buy as well, another Target palette. This was a pair of straight fit pants from Wrangler. So the Wrangler Moral Brown all-terrain gear relaxed straight fit pants, size 40 by 30, was found in the Rudolph bag. This one went out to Charles. Hi, Charles. Thanks so much. Went out this morning. And this sold for $10 plus ship. Actually, guys, this pair of pants alone was running about $30 and up. So to get this pair for $10, brand new with tag, never been worn, is a great thing. So very, very good. Charles, went out to you this AM. And then next from our toy area from River Shelf 4, we sold the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers White Tiger Zord action figure in warrior mode. And Daniel took advantage of the 10% off coupon. Thank you, Daniel. And this sold for $9.95 plus ship. So guys, we got this from a retail arbitrage. They were offering 50 to 70% off the regular price at that time. Bought a couple of them, and I think this was the last one that went out the door and got exactly what I was wanting for them. So made 100% markup on them. And then lastly, from a Target pallet buy again, we sold the girls 2-pack nylon sparkle tights from Cat and Jack, size 7 through 10, found in the Rudolph bag. Erica took advantage of the 10% coupon. Thank you, Erica. And I have one more set of these left. And this sold for $5.99 plus shipping to boot. Thank you so much, Erica. So this basically catches us up in regards to Mercari, Madcap Toys Plus, as well as we now have, I think Daren asked from The Godfather alone, that is awaiting shipment that has not been found. None of the items have been found yet or located because we've been, of course, very, very busy and many of them had already started happening this morning. So again, they are in the to be determined, to be found in the pile there. So actively on the Godfather site, well, I gotta pull back in. I believe he's got about 7 pending orders. So that's not including the one order I have on Madcap Toys Plus, and then the one pending now on Poshmark. So we got 9 pending orders that we have yet to talk about and discuss, but we are going to make sure that we have some more coming up, videos coming up in the next little bit. So hopefully starting tomorrow, etc. So we're trying to catch up, guys. We're hoping to get back into the the toy barn very soon. As you guys know, we are tromping through snow in our sneakers and boots, and it's pretty high up there, isn't it? About 4 to 5 inches. So we are trying to clear past, get things back to normal as best as we can. I'm still on the mend with the sickness. Again, still got the chronic cough and the double ear infection. But we are hoping to get past that so we can move ahead and make sure this first quarter is where we want it to continue to be. You got anything else, Darren, to
No,
share?
we're good today, Angel.
He says we're good today. He's got other things going productive. He's got the other Madcap Music channel. He's got to do a video on there as well. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get this edited and get it up by 5 p.m. But we wanted to let you know about the messages with Mercari stating what they're stating with the beginning of the beginnings of going back to the fee structure. That's
This
nice.
is a preview of what's going out, so you can tell them.
Right there.
Here's this.
So from Capitol Records, he's putting out on the Madcap Music channel. If you are interested in being a part of that, being a part of that, subscribe. This is from Janie Black, a heartache grows. Ooh, sounds sad. Yeah. And then Lonely 16.
Yeah.
But we're basically doing that with that particular channel to let folks know. So all the products that we're selling, all the media we're selling, at least with music, they can actually see it work in front of them, so they don't guess if it works or not. They're seeing it with the video that it does work, and the actual record or CD or cassette that they're receiving. That's why we're doing that with that. So he's going to get to that, but again, back to Mercari. Like I said, the Mercari structures are how they're implementing their fee structure back in with us, as well as wanted to let you guys know about the seller protections with eBay from the Winter Storm Blair. And let's hope that this upcoming storm, whatever they're talking about soon when we get more information, doesn't impact us so much that we can't make the deliveries we need to make to the post office to get our products out to our people. So that's all I've got for today, guys. But until next time, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.